Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you my just weekend plant routine. This one is probably the most intense that I've done in a while. I cleaned some plants, watered some plants, did some other stuff, you'll see in a minute, but I wanted to record it since we're kind of transitioning into fall and this will change as it gets cooler, but this is where I'm at now at the end of September, getting ready for fall soon. So the first thing I always do is the night before I get my water out into the pitchers and the cans so that it will get to room temperature and dissipate any chemicals from the tap. So here I've got 3 plants. I'm going to show you my different options. This plant was good, so we just left him where he was. Then my Fittonia, I recently watered. I knew he was good, but I also knew I wanted to kind of prune him. I'm going to get him and pick him up and put him in the kitchen. And then my Schefflera was a little dry, a little light, so we are going to take him into the kitchen and put him in the spot for being watered. So here I'm going around to every spot in my house where my plants are and just checking all of them. I am putting them in different spots in the kitchen depending on what they needed, and you'll see all the different places where I've got plants. This is all my plants in the kitchen, which is where my propagations are. In the living room, I recently added some hanging plants you can see by the window. And a lot of these guys were watered last week, so I didn't really need to water too many of them, but I'm grabbing a lot and I'm going to be cleaning. And then in the last room, I had some bag propagations I'm grabbing and just checking everybody's water levels. So those are the plants I'm going to just water, just a handful. And then this guy needed to be cleaned and watered. Here are all of my propagation situations that needed some attention, we'll put it that way. And this section are all the ones that needed to be cleaned. And there are a lot of those guys. So I first watered everybody so that they could sit over the sink and drip. Sometimes I bottom water, but in this case, these plants were all fine to top water, and I thought it would just be easier. So I'm cleaning my plants with a water, neem oil, and dish soap solution, and I just spray it on there or on the rag, wipe all the leaves off, the front, the back, so that any dust that's going to get in the way of them, photosynthesizing is going to move. And that's the biggest thing as we go into fall, is making sure that your plants have plenty of sun and are getting the sun actually to their leaves, so that the amount of sun they get in the daytime, since it shortens in fall and winter, is enough to keep them happy. I'm also pruning some leaves off that just aren't looking great or were particularly deformed or had dry spots, whatever. And some of the plants I realized needed to be watered, so I did water some. So here's my Fittonia, and I'm doing something different here, and I'm adding some strings to the bottom. This guy wilts all the time, so I'm just shoving some cotton macrame string into the dirt, and it's going to sit in a pot where the water can seep up into the dirt. The next thing I'm doing are all the propagations. One of them just went in the garbage because it had molded. The others, I'm trimming any spots that are funky, wilted, not working, and I decided the bags were part of the reason they molded. So I'm going to put them in these plastic containers that were just like food containers. One was lettuce, one was like mini naans, and I think that'll help keep the water off of them. So now I'm going to put away the plants that I just watered. So I'm taking this Peperomia obtusifolia out of the dirt. He did have some root rot. He was one of my first plants, and unfortunately some of them have root rot. And I lit the tea light because I like to seal the ends where I cut plants to water propagate so that they don't rot in the water as easily. So we're just going to see how he does and see if we can save him. I added some water to that bag of dirt to moisten it up. It was the dirt that these Sansevieria leaves were already in, but since they were in moist dirt, I wanted to moisten it instead of watering them. So I'm just going to stick them in these little pots. They have a little bit of roots, but they're still technically propagating, so they will hang out in there until they get better roots. And here is where they will sit on the counter with my other propagations and freshly repotted plants. And here's my last spot of plants and the end of this video. My next video is going to be a end of season, so end of summer plant tour, so we can see where I'm at for the end of the growing season. And if you like this video, please give it a like. And if you'd like to see more, then hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time it is for you.